Good morning, everybody. It is a fabulous Tuesday, and it's gorgeous outside. If you haven't been outside yet, you should step outside. It's like perfect pants weather with a cute top. Hey, like what I'm wearing.
Oh my God. Talk about setting yourself up for success. I am setting up my show to talk about me.
I'm setting up someone else's show to talk about me. That's even better.
Oh, this is getting started on the right foot.
And she said she didn't know what change management was.
So if you haven't heard,
goodness.
we have a special show prepared for you today. We have special guests with us, but first, meet Nick.
Good morning.
Course.
Good morning. I hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. Today's going to be a hilarious show. We haven't even been in the studio for 15 minutes, and my face literally hurts from laughing so much. And that's because we have in the house Mr. Shawn Nelson. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, we're going to get right into it.
We're going to get right into it.
Let's dive
All
in.
right. And we're going to do a little split screenage.
I still want to go into this Elon Musk thing.
Nope. Okay. I mean, obviously, today's Shawn Day.
Shawn gets to decide.
He does.
He got to decide what he wanted for his coffee. He got to decide the topics. We just don't know what's going to happen here.
It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. Good morning, Amber. Thank you for tuning in. See, that's what you get. You be a guest. You get to pick the topics. Mm-hmm. You get coffee.
Yeah.
And
isn't it a win-win?
Why isn't everybody here right now?
Win-win-win-win-win?
Win.
Well,
Win?
I mean, we can't have everyone here. That would take away from, you.
Or more importantly, you?
Wait. I'm the guy behind the guy behind the guy.
Basically, what he's saying is he's the guy that really makes everything happen. He's not just the person that's...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a lot of things to talk about today, so let's get started.
We do. Okay, so first off, real quick, does everyone have their coffee? Important things.
Yes. Check.
Okay, great.
Check. Oh, was this like a silent cheers thing?
Yes.
I missed it.
Do we need to do it again?
Do we need to do it again?
We can do that.
Ready? Okay,
You're
great.
ready?
Cheers.
Oh.
Here
Cheers.
we go.
Ready?
To morning
Clink.
coffee.
Good morning coffee. So I do got to
Shawn?
ask, what do you guys have against Starbucks?
What do we have
We're
against?
actually
We're actually drinking Starbucks.
Oh.
Amber says good morning.
Oh, hey, Amber. How you doing? How's the kiddos?
They're good.
I hope they're good.
I saw them this morning. They're
Right? I think they're in good health.
No complaints, I guess?
No, not really. Yeah. All right, so we're going to start with the first topic that you brought up. It's called change management. How to implement positive growth in stagnant situations. I have so many comments on this that I'm just going to be... No, I can't.
Let's go.
Where did this topic come from?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that just thinking about business in general, obviously you own your own business, and you've also had a W-2 job. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between there? What's the correlation between your W-2 and what you actually do here on a daily basis?
There, I was being told what to do, and it was more of a top-down leadership. Mm-hmm. Here, I think it's more of a team. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more back and forth. There, I'm not really sure if everyone was moving in the same direction. Here, there is a weekly plan to make sure everyone is moving in the same direction.
Gotcha. So that's what I'm talking about. So in a W-2 scenario, how do you because it gets stagnant, right? As you think about those leaders, the top down, they want things the way they want them. Mm-hmm. You drive, your daily job is to drive each one of those leaders' task or whatever they're wanting you to do. And then it gets stagnant, right? Because then you can't influence anymore because those leaders have been there for so long. So how do you change that mentality? How do you get them to change so they start seeing things the way you see them?
Well, I think, okay, so it just in my experience, my limited experience, you can have your meetings, you can show them the data, you can put the correct information in front of them, but if they're not willing to budge, you're kind of fighting a non-winning battle. So
I think that's a good point. Like we're fighting a mindset. If they're not open to that new idea or that voice, it's a mindset change that either hasn't happened or won't happen or is in the process of happening. And that's what really will allow for people underneath to get their
to grow, to absolutely grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because there's a book that's behind you. It's called Flawless Execution. It talks about PBED, plan, brief,
Right
execute,
here.
debrief.
And on the
Right
top.
here.
We
and
love
up here.
it so
Yes.
much we have two.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
I better read it.
but it's all about the PBED. It's about the plan, brief, execute, debrief. And it didn't matter how many times I brought this up, that company was always doing knee-jerk reactions instead of putting a plan together, making sure that we got as much locked down as we needed before moving forward. Now, that's something that was a struggle there. It's not a struggle here. That's something that we do actually on a daily basis. It's written right here. We have a plan.
Right.
We brief about it. We execute it through the day, and then we have a debrief at the end of the day.
Why does it all say focused?
That's our focus time.
That's our focus
we have
time.
A lot of focus time.
Focus time. So focus time is where we turn off the email, we turn off the social media notifications, we get done what we need to get done, because I'm not trying to work an 8-hour workday. I'm trying to work a 6-hour workday.
Gotcha. So that's what I'm talking about, and you hit on a very important point. So when I go
that a
into,
lot.
every time my whole career has been in large Fortune 500 companies, right? So as I've had to deal with different leaders, right? So I say it's threefold:
Okay.
mindset, skill set, tool set.
Ooh.
That's good.
So what mindset do we want these leaders to have? What skill sets do they need in order to fit that mindset? And then the tool set comes behind that and always supports both of those.
Where's your book?
Yeah, where's your book? Where did you come up with that? Did you read that somewhere? Like, where did that come from?
Just being in the business, man. Actually, my last company I worked for, that's where it developed.
Mindset, skill set, tool set.
Yeah, I love it.
That is, I can see a book already.
That flows to any industry.
But how often? But that's, if you listen to the way you worded this, right? Not he. The way you worded that, it was very directional, and I think it was very intentional, right? Because you can have the skill set,
Yeah.
and you can even have the tools, but if you don't have the mindset to utilize the people and tools correctly, it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter.
No, you need all three.
So how do you? That's.
Yeah, go, bring it.
How do you? Because in an interview, anybody can say the right thing. How do you really test for? Do they have the mindset that you need them to have in that process? How do you find that and navigate that and narrow it down so that you aren't backtracking later of like, oh, they really don't have the right mindset?
Well, I think that people can be trained, and that's what I'm trying to get here is like you as an interviewer can have knowing what mindset you want these people to have. If they're close, then you got to develop the skill set in order to support the mindset that you want them to have. And then, like I said, tool sets, whatever that is, will support both of them to get them to where they need to be. I think you need to give people a chance if they're almost there. If they're, we always talk about software and all that. Like, are you 80% there? And can you get this person to where you want them to be?
I think, though, that software-wise, like understanding software, yes, but you can train that.
No.
Yes.
To a point. I'm not gonna sit here and say that everyone has the capabilities to do IT work or coding or run a software. Absolutely not.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I won't code.
It's a special person to be a nerd like Nick. Yeah.
No, not a nerd like me. No, but I wouldn't generalize it like that, right? Like you have people who are great graphic designers, right?
Yes.
Am I going to take you and
But-
because you're great at graphic design, go put you in? Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, that was just the point of that's a skill that I possess.
Correct. It's a skill that you developed. Not everyone has the skill or the time or the know-how to go learn the Adobe suite.
But he was talking about software.
No, that
Anybody
was-
can be trained to do software. You can be trained to do the program. It doesn't mean that you're good at it. I'm just saying. Like, yes.
Hold on.
Wheel it back. Wheel it back. We're
You
gonna
can
bring
be
it
trained
back.
to learn the program, but doesn't mean you're going to be good at it.
That's true. I've seen it so many times in
So
teaching.
bad example in your
Teaching.
eyes. Okay, I deal with salespeople, so I need them to start thinking their customer first, not about what can I throw at the wall and hope it sticks.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good.
So that's the mindset that I need them to do. Now it takes a skill set in order to start thinking that way. So if I think about account planning, I need you to think of your customer first or in the center, however you want to manage that. But customer first, what are their pain points, their capabilities needed to succeed in their industry? Now that I understand that and I understand my relationships, how strong they are, what are we doing with some of these key relationships? And then from there, I developed the strategy of what am I going to take as a conglomerate that I may sell and take it proactively to the customer to say, you're going to have this problem in this industry. We've already seen it with other customers, but good news is we've already solved for it.
Dang. Like,
Yeah.
sign me up. And here's the thing though, and I'm sure that when your sales team goes out and does this, they're not just saying it, right? I'm sure there's some kind of there's something that they
Right.
can see and feel, and I'm showing you like I understand I'm a salesperson, but I'm in your industry.
Yeah.
I monitor your industry.
Yeah.
I've already had your competition deal with this. We provided a solution for them, or maybe not competition, maybe just someone in another state or
Right.
someone in
It's
the
just
industry.
standard that
Exactly.
this problem's coming and it's happening.
And you can either be proactive on this and pay X, or you can be reactive on this and pay Y. Take your pick. Ooh, I love it. I love it. That is
He's on fire
genius.
now.
He is on fire.
Oh, man. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Can someone hire you as a consultant? Like outside of what your current position is, can someone individually bring you in to help map this out?
Yes.
Okay. How would they go about doing that?
I wouldn't say I have a specific business plan right now, but I am working on it. It's evolving.
Okay.
So,
But if they reach out to you, you can absolutely have that conversation with them.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Good to go. Call Shawn. Do it.
Wow.
Because that was gold. That was absolute gold. I loved it. All right. So that we've kind of gone round robin on this.
Yeah.
How do you as a W-2 employee, and let's just say you're in a manager position, and you're looking at you're looking at your director, you're looking at your VPs, you're looking at your presidents, okay? How do you in your middle management position start to impact the people that you are reporting to? Because that is where I believe the stagnant situation comes from.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people with old mentalities, as I call it. So they've been in this, like, let's just take, for instance, a leader that's been in his industry for 20 years, knows it in and out, and that's great. But then comes like, you can't tell me anything. So you gotta come up with the influence with that person to say, there's a different way of thinking about this. So let's just say, like my current company, they're a $6 billion company. What got us to $6 billion is not going to get us to $20 billion. You have to start thinking differently. You have to start operating differently. Your processes and procedures have to become more simple.
More simple.
Yeah, elaborate on that.
So if I'm a sales guy, I just know the sales really, really well. So if I'm a sales guy, the more apt you're telling me I need to go fill out this paperwork, do this internal thing, do these internal meetings, what does that do? Gets me away from my customer. I can't call them. So you have to simplify.
Nick just had a light bulb.
You have to simplify your processes and procedures, not only for sales, but as managers and everything else, to make your life simpler. So that way, your focus areas, Nick, you could get that done in that 4 hours.
You better be listening, because Shawn's dropping gold right now. He's dropping absolute gold. And here's the best part. Are you ready for this? You're not paying for this right now. Okay? You're sitting here, you're watching this with us. You're not paying for this right now. So you better be listening. You better have that notepad out. You better be taking some notes, because if I did not have this gear on right now, I would be writing down so many notes right now.
He'll be watching this again later and taking notes. Yeah.
How did you know?
I know.
Because he owns those. He'll just be sitting here with his headphones on, smiling. Right?
Yes. She seen me do it before.
Maybe a time or two. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. We're going to switch topics.
Yeah, let's go right into the serving. Because
yes.
I also think that this ties to this, what we've been talking about.
Okay. So let's roll with the title first. Is it okay if I read the title, or do you have it memorized?
No, I don't.
Okay. So this is the next topic we're going to talk about is serving up, serving down, and serving all around. Why serving helps reshape your atmosphere and takes the focus off of yourself and focuses it on others. Hashtag serve it up. Take it away.
Well, I think with owning, like I haven't owned my own business, but I've been working in the corporate world. And when I started at our church, started serving, I realized that it wasn't about me. It wasn't even about my job. It wasn't about that. It was like serving others around me. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at your chart, your daily chart here.
It's inspirational for you.
It is, because what this shows me is that he's being intentional. When I say he, Nick's being intentional on, first of all, things that need to get done.
How do you know I didn't write that?
Well, sorry, the boss wrote it.
Thank you for saying
here we go. No, here we go. Are you ready?
It's a mess.
You didn't write it, because if it was in your handwriting, it'd be way prettier.
I know, you'd be able to read it.
Yeah, that's so true. You don't want me writing it. So. But anyway, so there's intentionality within this, if everybody could see it, this daily schedule, and then where he has focus, like we're going to put focus in there. But what I'm seeing is like there's other gaps in here that I assume that he may be serving you, meaning like, what do you need out of me so you can get your job done? Or maybe that's the focus area, right?
Yeah, that's the review big 3.
Right.
That's when I say, this is what I need from you, and this is what he needs from me.
Right.
And then we go.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's so key. Yes. I learned to serve at church, but I think that serving all around and serving friends and helping out has helped my life out, helped my career out. So Nick, I guess what I brought that into there is like, now that you're back in church after the baby and, you're serving, love having you guys there. Have you noticed a difference since you've been back?
Have I noticed a difference in the leadership?
Just leadership, just within yourself.
So leadership, yes. I'm noticing there's not as much of a hard structure, but there's at least a structure now. Okay. Before it was every time you showed up to church, there was never a plan to bounce ideas off of. There was never a plan to say, okay, here's the plan. Here's the structure. Now let's move within the structure. I see that now. I'm also seeing that the leadership is now doing a lot more rounds and loving on people. Okay. Now they're not just living on the people who are serving with them. They're also a lot more intentional about going around and meeting new people, walking them around. Okay. If you come to Elevate Life Church and you're a first time guest, okay, we want to know that, right? And you're actually going to have someone that's going to help you check in your kids. You have someone that's going to help you get to service. You have someone that's going to help you find seats.
Yep.
Right. And then if you're serving, so I like to serve within the sanctuary. And now it's great. When you see people coming down, bring them in. Find out where, don't just have them sit up front because you want them to sit up front. If they want to sit up front, have them sit up front, right? If they're more comfortable sitting a little bit farther back, that's great. Still go love on them.
Right.
Right. So you're seeing more of, yes, exactly what you said. Don't take people in the direction you want them to go. Make them feel love where they're at.
For sure. For sure. That's all this was about. So have you noticed a difference since they started serving back at church here in the office? No.
Yes. I feel like that was a trick question.
So.
Yeah.
No.
So no. Yeah.
What's your
I don't know.
5-year plan? No.
Well.
It's interesting because as you say that, it feels like there is more of a plan within the church. It feels like there is a bit more of a structure. Like we just got done with the awards banquet.
Yeah.
That was the best awards banquet I've ever been to, was at the church. I mean, the setup, the thought that was put into that, the red carpet, the photographers, the 360 camera, all the extras that were put into it, just to say thank you to the servant leaders.
Now my question is how do you take that and bring it into here? And when I say here, like your business.
That is not something that I am going to be able to answer here on camera. That is going to require me. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Notes now.
Are you ready? No, it's going to be more like this. It's going to be I need to sit down, maybe even book an hour or 2 hour session with you. Because here's the thing, even as a business owner or a manager or a director or a VP or a C-suite, you still need to have some kind of coach in your life. You still need to help. You need to have someone in your life that's going to help put those pieces together and help you realize what you don't even understand that you're not even seeing. You're right now, you're unconsciously incompetent in something. You don't realize, okay? You don't realize that you don't even know. Okay. And please understand, unconscious incompetence is not a bad thing. Right. If you don't know what that means, you need to go look it up. Okay. This guy right there. What?
I was like, this guy right here.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I think that's very important for me to level up this company. Okay. Then yes, I'm going to be I need to book an hour or 2 hours with you. Right. Okay. And then maybe even take that a step further. Right. If I'm going to be investing in myself, right, then what am I going to do for Lindsay? Okay. How do I make sure that Lindsay has her own coach? No, because this is important. Okay. How many people in leadership, VP, director through president, or director through C-suite, have some kind of a coach, but you want to know what? They don't ever ask their managers, their supervisors, their frontline people, hey, how can we help you develop? How can we help you get into leadership? Hey, maybe what we're going to do is we're going to have this stipend, okay? And the stipend doesn't go to you, but who's a business coach that you would like to spend an hour with every month? Go ahead.
I remember you talking about a company that incorporated. What was the company?
I do not know, but I know exactly where you're going with this. So when I was getting headhunted, there was a company, and part of their leadership training was you got to pick anyone else without the company, okay, and have a 2-hour meeting with them every month to help develop your career.
I thought that was genius. I love that idea. Like,
don't you get that every day?
I do. So like my training is like 24/7 right now. That's how I feel. And like, please stop. No.
We saw that coming into the building today. She's like, you need the key, Nick.
I lost my key fob. I'm still looking for it. Pretty sure it's in that bag somewhere. I just haven't gone through it yet. Oh my goodness. All right. So that's serving up, serving down, serving all around. Let's talk about the last thing, because the last thing is probably the best one.
So wait,
Oh,
one more
no,
point.
go, bring it.
I feel like I need to say this. So I used to serve in the cafe, and
Yeah.
then that got
Next.
nixed because of COVID and all of that. So, and they're not bringing that back. So I've joined another team, and it was really hard for me to join that team because I was comfortable.
You sound like my wife.
So comfortable.
She's like,
just not,
I'm not coming.
I'm not. Like I was not. Like, open up the cafe. Yeah, I'm in.
No.
Yeah, like that's where my sweet spot is. Like that's where I want to serve people.
She
But
got
all
as much
this,
coffee
like-
as she could drink.
All right.
Out of the box
For sure.
feelings, like I just, like, no, I'm good. Like I don't know. So serving for me or coming back into serving, if you're not constantly doing it, if you're not constantly in that mindset of how can I serve others, you're going to get comfortable just focusing on yourself. And that's where you can get stagnant.
Yeah.
So if you really want to continue to grow and grow as a person and develop yourself, you really need to be focusing outward on others and not inward. I know that sounds backwards,
Yep.
but
sure.
sometimes that, and so getting back into serving, it's been good for me because it's like, oh, it's not all about you, Lindsay.
It is.
I know, right?
As
And
much as it is
as
here.
much as we like that. Right. Thank you, Shawn. Appreciate that. As much as we like that, like I want me time. I want, it really can hold us back. Like, yes, me time is important. It's good to recharge yourself, but don't overdo it. You need to get out. You need to be serving others because that's when you're really going to stretch out of your own skin and your own box and go to your next level and rise up.
That's why I say that I got two things, Nick, before we move on to the next.
No, go ahead.
So the first one is where do you spend most of your time? It's at work. So a huge opportunity to serve others there. And it's not about it. It could be, hey, Nick, do you need a coffee? Like how can I serve you today? Can I, get the door for you? Can I show up early because we got a guest coming in? What does that look like? Right. So making sure that in the place where you're most likely to be all day, huge opportunity to serve others.
Yeah.
Second thing is most people have a coach or they have a mastermind or they have something that they go into. The gap I see within that is the implementation. So if you spend an hour with me, not only am I going to say, okay, here's some things to work on, but here's how you go do it. Masterminds, people, coaches,
Yeah.
they're easy to point out the problems, which is good because you're going to get the problem stated. But I think pulling it out and saying, how do I go implement this is key. No, I'll just drop the mic and.
Yeah, you can, and here's why. When I was going through my master's program, we got a business coach. She was great, but there was never never PBED. Great, we've identified it. What's your plan? How are you going to brief your team in adjusting, or how are you going to hear me, okay? Not just your business. How are you going to brief your family and make that adjustment? How are you going to execute on it? And when we meet again, I want you to debrief
And tell me how it went.
Tell me how it went, what worked, what didn't work, and then let's create a new plan. So we're always leveling up. We're always moving forward. I think you absolutely hit on an amazing point. It's great. We've identified it. Now go fix it.
Right. It always goes back to the person, which to me, it's like, now don't hear me out, because my way is probably not going to be the right way, but it's a starting point to say, here's how we could do it.
I think you are being very, very modest right now. And nope, I'm going to disagree with you on that.
But I think that's the whole point of PBED, of planning, executing, debriefing. It's figuring out a starting point, what worked, what didn't work. Okay, now we're going to pivot. That's why I chuckled, because I just...
Pivot.
Ross popped through my head. Pivot.
Pivot.
But you need to pivot, and then you need to do it again. You need to go a little further and pivot again. It's not going to be this straight line every time. You need to take the curves and the turns and make adjustments as you go.
Yes. But I think that's where you're saying that that's actually what you do in your W-2. And as a coach or a consultant, is Shawn does not just help you identify it. Mm-hmm. He already knows to take it to that next step. Great, let's create that plan around it. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't downplay yourself on that. That is actually that, because I've had multiple coaches. I just talked about the one coach that I had with my EMBA when I was in the military. Our officers, I was enlisted. Our officers were supposed to help coach us up, right? They're supposed to help you move up through the ranks. And a lot of times it was great. Here's your 6-month review. Here's your 1-year review. Here's what you did great at. Here's what you didn't do too good at. And here's what you kind of bombed at. Now go fix it. Well, wait a second. I'm in my 20s. I have no idea how to fix what is wrong with me. Okay? I was unconsciously incompetent.
He said it, folks.
I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it. Okay? So
I'm in my 40s and I still don't know.
But how much of a difference would you make in someone's life if you said, great, here's the problem, right? Mm-hmm. Or here's the issue, or here's how we move you to the next level. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's just a growth piece. Right. And now I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to help you use critical thinking and work through how we're going to create a plan so you can start leveling up. I mean, I was at UTD for a marketing conference, and there were these students there. And the questions that were coming out of some of these students, I was like, you have no idea of the world that you're about to step into.
No idea.
You have no idea. You think you're going to get your degree. You're going to walk out of here and someone's just going to magically start paying you. Hear me out. This was an actual quote from a student. Yeah. $200 an hour.
Yeah.
No experience because you have a degree.
No.
And I can tell you time and time again, working with consultants and big consultant companies, they hire those folks. And they come in at the last hour and they say, here's your problem. And I'm like, oh, no, you can leave the room.
Right.
Tell them to leave.
Right. But I mean, you have these kids that have this unrealistic expectation because no one has sat down with them and said, hey, I understand you want to get to $200 an hour. Now let's start to create a plan to get you there.
Right.
Right. And if you're a consultant, like with what Shawn just said, you can't just walk into a company and go, here's your problems.
Yeah, you can't just point the problems and go, here it is, and then just like go figure it out.
That's why we hired you. We knew there was a problem.
He's the guy in the blue shirt. The guy in the blue shirt. Just saying.
No, I think everybody can learn and advanced in their whatever they're doing. It's just being open enough to say, hey, there is a problem. And now I'm going to go solve for it. Because, pride comes in there and it comes in hard.
It comes in.
See that.
The pride comes in.
If they have the wrong mindset.
Thank you. You literally just read my mind and said it before I could say it.
Right. It was just scrolling across your forehead.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you have to think. Okay, here we go. Ready? Some of the best operators, and I'm talking about military operators. I'm talking about the people you don't want to meet in a dark alley. Okay? Some of the best operators are the most humblest. They will walk into a training and go, listen, you're the instructor today. Doesn't matter how many years of combat experience I have. Doesn't matter what I've learned. Doesn't matter what I've done. Today, you're the instructor. Today, I'm going to learn from you. And they are some of the most humble, some of the most nicest people. And yet, thank God they're on our side. But it was so incredible to see this because I've gone to the range. I've gone to train with these individuals and to watch how humble they are. And yet they're probably the deadliest person on the range at that given moment. They probably know more than that instructor knows, but they will humble themselves and have a growth mentality because they don't know when they're going to learn the next skill set that's going to save their own life because they're putting themselves in harm's way that's their job every day.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, let's get on to the good stuff.
The good stuff.
I mean,
We
not
get to
that
talk
we
about
haven't been
food.
talking about good
Yeah.
stuff.
We can talk about food, and we are so over time right now.
Dang it.
No. Today's long episode day. All right, so we're gonna talk about good food. You ready for this? You ready? Right? How food cooked with fire has shaped communal relationships and has become a source of healing for what is breaking you. Barbecue.
What does that mean?
Hold on. I gotta finish. I
Pause
have to finish. This is the best part because this resonated with me. Barbecue will bring peace to the world.
Or bring pieces of meat to the world.
and if you're a vegan, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and just log off now because we're about to talk about some meat.
We love you, but peace out.
Leave a comment.
All right, how is food cooked on open fire bringing this world together?
Well, I think for me, it's just going back to the primitive way of cooking. Like, I think we've lost that.
On a
Like,
spike over a fire pit. Is that what you're talking about? Like
yeah, like
roasting it on a pit. Is that
like
what that's
if
called?
I could do that in my backyard, that'd be great.
He's
But my
laughing at
wife
me.
would probably disown me.
No.
She's already
If you
mad.
made
Like
if you made it look pretty, I'm sure she'd be okay with it.
Nah, it's hard to make a smoker look pretty in a pit. Looks pretty to me, but
All right, go ahead, keep going.
so I just think that we've lost that in this day and age. Like, you know, my great grandmother took a covered wagon from New York to Iowa, and like we've totally lost how we cooked back then. Like it's all first world problems now. Like my oven's broke. Like, okay, like go start up the grill. Now it's a gas grill and it's like, okay. But I can give Nick a steak off a gas grill and then give him a steak off charcoal or a live fire and tell it, hey, which one's going to be better?
Right?
So
The one that's cooked all the way done.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
I think we need to end this now. I need to leave. Funny, we talk.
Apparently,
All the way done.
Lindsay needs some more schooling.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And probably one of your viewers is going to laugh at this when he hears this, but we were talking about why vegans, well, somebody that's been vegan all their life, it doesn't apply. But I'm just talking about the people that have become vegans. Like they've had the taste, right?
They know what they're missing.
They know what they're missing, and it's like, why is our food in Veganville actually becoming like popular? Like we were talking about a burger that's what do they call it? Like
The Impossible Burger.
So they got an Impossible Burger now.
Yeah.
That they add. No,
does.
hold on.
Haven't you had it, Nick?
Hold on. This gets better. You'll have to look this up.
Okay.
So they have an Impossible Burger that they put beet juice in so it bleeds.
Why?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, why are you trying to make meat? Like, why are you trying to make your food look like meat, like real meat?
Have you ever looked at the ingredients of an Impossible Burger?
Is it meat?
Right now.
If you do this, I don't know if you'll actually eat another one. The amount of stuff that it goes into, and I know I could have used the word ingredients. I understand, but I said stuff on complete purpose. That goes on. Beet juice is healthier. Chance, you're cracking me up. So I just want you to know, Gary Gregory is watching today. Chance Post is watching today. Diane is watching. So thank you all for tuning in today. Hopefully you got some good notes. But now we were just talking about barbecue.
I can't even pronounce all these things.
No,
Yeah.
no. Chance even has it in the comments. He says it's mostly chemicals.
Yeah.
Like
The biggest ingredient is water.
Maybe I should eat it.
maybe I can get rehydrated.
Soy protein concentrate, coconut oil, sunflower oil. Like, look at all that fatty stuff.
Just eat the meat. But okay, let's go. So you take this back to cooking over an open flame,
Right.
right? And it's funny. We were actually at a wine festival, and there was a big, they made a big bonfire pit. And it was just so nice to just be near the fire, just to kind of be like, as night fell, it was quiet out. The cars were, away. The lights were away. It was a fire pit. It was people talking.
Yeah.
There was wine flowing. It was greatness.
Yeah, I mean, it
How is
brings,
that relevant?
Because the open fire pieces is really what caught me, right? I think there's a calling. There's a reason why you go back to nature to relax, to recharge. There's a reason why you go into Broken Bow, right?
Right.
There's a reason why you want to go to Broken Bow, to be around the trees, around nature, to recharge.
Exactly. And Anthony Bourdain, says barbecue may not be the road to world peace, but it's a start. So as you think about that, like, it's like he spent his whole career traveling around. That's all he did was like basically whatever barbecue joint you
Isn't
think.
he the guy that ate bugs? Or is
He
that
ate
somebody
everything,
else?
but it was a matter. He traveled the world, and it was basically barbecue on steroids, because everywhere he went, they were cooking over an open flame.
Interesting.
Except in the
That's the
United
catch.
States.
That's the catch. Is they went back to the primitive areas where and everywhere he went, if you go start watching his show again, everywhere he went, it was all over open flame. And it wasn't like what we have today.
It wasn't instant food. Like, you actually take time.
They didn't have a Traeger, like where you could start up your pellet grill. I mean, it wasn't like that. It was like it was a process wherever he went.
So in today's first world, have we gotten away from that? And have we gotten away from because of time?
It's a full-time
but
job to do that kind of preparation. And go ahead.
No. Keep going.
Just cooking a meal, like, it took me an hour to prep and cook a meal last night
Sure.
for our family. Like,
But in today's first world, we have these massive kitchens, right? I remember when I was growing up, that was where community happened, was in the kitchen. Everyone was helping to prepare the turkey or the ham, or in my case, there was steak, right? There was but there, and the sides and everything, and it was this big to do about it that involved all of the family, and it wasn't just around the holidays. It was an every night. Like, the kids would help. The kids would come in. I mean, I remember pulling. I don't even know what they're called. It's the corn is wrapped up in this grain thing, and you pull husk. Like, that's what we did as kids, right? We helped. We contributed to the dinner.
yeah. I
And
grew up
now-
on a farm, so yeah, I
And
resonate with that.
now
Yeah.
the kids are like, "What's for dinner?"
Oh no, not my kids. My kids were actually like, "Mom, can I help him?" Like, no. Let me cook.
Mine are always like, "What's for dinner?" I mean, they must not be old enough yet.
But I think there's a very big piece about taking the time to prepare the food, about the interactions and the community that goes around it. And yes, when you start traveling and you start going to other countries that are not, air fryer, microwave, get it done, I think you're going to go back to that. And I think this person has a point, right? Because what other country do you not eat meat in? None that I've visited. Everywhere I've visited, there's always meat. I mean, there's you have meat for you have meat for breakfast. You have meat for lunch. You have meat for dinner.
Grasshoppers or ants. I mean, that constitutes as meat, right?
You're just stuck on that, aren't you?
She's
she's all about the insects.
She's about. You want to? Is that what you want for Christmas? You want?
No, not really.
I could
We
totally
actually-
I could order you some chocolate covered ants.
No, thanks. No, I'm good. It's just on my brain, actually, because my husband was talking to me about our bug traps this morning, and it caught something, and yeah, it's just been on my brain.
Something, like a big something.
Bigger than a bug. Yeah. It caught a mouse. It was
Okay.
just, it's just on my brain. Like, oh, we need more bug traps.
So back to barbecue.
Sorry, everyone.
Fry up the
Sorry.
mouse. I don't know.
So
What's the weirdest thing that you guys have ever eaten?
you don't want me to answer that.
Okay. How about you, Shawn?
Barbecue bugs.
I bet
Chance, you know, Chance, like you, the second you asked that question, Chance's comment came up and said barbecued bugs, and I don't know if he answered that in relation to the fact that
Right.
that's what he's eaten, or if that was an idea.
Is that true, Chance? I mean, barbecue sauce makes everything taste better, right?
Oh no!
For sure.
Okay.
I think Amber would agree with that.
Okay, so hold on. Let's go down the positive. What is, with all the smoking you've done, with all the barbecue you've made, what was just, you hit it so perfect? It was the best barbecue you've ever made.
Beef ribs.
Beef ribs. So if I go buy you a rack of beef ribs, that's
That'd be it.
You got it down?
Mm-hmm.
It's a science.
It's a science. Over live fire.
I'm not a huge fan of ribs.
that means more for us.
know.
Do you like brisket?
I do love brisket.
Okay, so
But
beef
I don't like the fatty brisket. I like the lean brisket.
that's why.
That's why. Yeah.
Beef
Yeah.
ribs is all the fatty.
It's all the fatty stuff, so that's why I don't like it.
It's funny because you can see Shawn's face like, oh, well, this is, oh, no.
Yeah, no.
You are different. No.
I like the meat, not the fat.
Okay. Well, that's good to
Yeah.
know.
That just means more for me. That just means you're not going to.
I don't mind cooking with the fat because it brings flavor, but then I get rid of it.
So
and I
she
eat the
likes-
rest.
So you dumped like the bacon grease?
Oh, no, I use that to cook.
Okay.
And I cook that into stuff, but I don't.
That explains so much.
Why it's so yummy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, so beef ribs. So now we have Shawn with beef ribs. We have David Thompson with
Turkey.
I think
I
yep.
feel a Friendsgiving coming on.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
I like this
A
idea.
coffee and cookies Friendsgiving.
Right?
We would need to rent someplace big.
And I would need more than one rack of beef ribs.
No, I will buy it. I'll buy like 20 of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in today. Shawn, thank you for being a guest here today.
Yeah,
Hopefully you
thank
had some
you.
fun with us.
Heck yeah.
Lindsay, thank you for co-hosting and
Always.
bringing the bugs into today's show.
I keep it interesting.
Yeah.
I keep it real.
So, hey, thank you, audience, for tuning in. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys for the likes. That's how we know to pray for you. That's how we know to just make sure that we include you in our prayers. Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Know that you're loved today, right? It's Tuesday. It's another day close to the holidays. It's another day close to spending time with family. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do to make sure that you can turn off work.
For sure.
So you can turn off work
Yes.
when you spend time with your family. Okay. Make sure to set that expectation with your boss and with your team. Okay. So just make sure you get that done today. All right. I challenge you to make a plan. Make a plan of here's the days I'm taking off. Here's when I'm not going to have my phone on me. Here's when I'm going to turn on my autoresponder. Okay. Make sure that you get that plan in place now so you're not rushing to it over the right before.
I'm looking at the plan right now. So put your focus in and then take the rest of the day off.
There you go.
I love
There
it.
you go. So know you were loved. We hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.